Welcome to another exciting episode of Cooking with Nika. Today I'm gonna make steamed fish my way. Tomorrow is Mother's Day, and when you have small children and they can't cook, you have to cook for yourself. But this recipe you can do for your mom. I lost my mom 34 years ago, and so even my grandma, so I'm just gonna do this and just show my boys how it's done. They're always behind the scenes watching, they're always so excited. So let me tell you a little bit of what I have here. I have here some diced potatoes, I have tomatoes, pumpkin, some thyme, scallion, pimento berries that I'll be crushing. I have some carrots, you can cut them in whatever shape you wish and size. I have some onions, green bell peppers, scotch bonnet pepper, good old Maggi fish seasoning, and a little bit of salt, about 1.5 ounces of butter, okra, fish, and some vegetable oil. So let's go. So I'm going to, normally when I do my steamed fish or anything with fish, I use my Dutch pot. It can take the heat and it cook the food better. So I'm just gonna heat up my pot. Has a bit of water in it, so I'm just gonna allow that water to dry out before I add about 2 tablespoons of oil. What I'll do is I'll be sauteing my cut vegetables and seasoning in the oil, and then I'll add a little water to the pot and let that cook. I put my fish in last because fish don't take no long time to cook. You see it? So just give me a few and I'll be back at it. So now I'm just gonna sprinkle some of my Maggi all-purpose seasoning in the fish. I've gone and peeled the sides of the fish because the seasoning is so better through it. And these are perfectly thawed out fish that I have washed. I like my fish tails off, fins off, scale off. So I'll just sprinkle it and then I'll use my hand to sort of rub it in. Get it all up inside of the fish. For those of you who enjoy a fish head, that I'm one of those persons. That's the best part of the fish for me. Growing up, my grandmother used to say, when you eat it, you'll become bright. Jamaican old folk tale. At this point, I don't put any salt on my fish because the Maggi seasonings already having enough salt. But what I'll do when I'm sauteing my vegetables, I would add salt, a little bit of salt to that. And some of this as well, to give my vegetables some flavor. So after doing that, this is where I get my hands dirty now. I just rub it all over, rub it in these places, rub it up good. See it? Just get it all the way up in the head, stuff like that. The thing too about it, why you want to rub it out, because if you're cooking it and you don't rub out the seasoning properly, then it will be there in the head and it kind of give it a sort of unpleasant taste for those persons who enjoy eating the fish head like myself. It would be like just the raw seasonings that are up in there. So you kind of rub it out and it will dissolve when it's cooking. Yeah, man. So that's it. I'm gonna put this aside, cover it up, get my hands clean. Adding a few slices of garlic to this oil gives it a nice flavor, And just slice it, gives it a nice flavor. And for the pimento berries, I'm also gonna be crushing that. Just put them in a paper towel and crush them. There they are. So I'll also add that to the oil. Gives it a nice flavor. Alright, so while that is happening over there, I will be adding my vegetables that take a little longer time to cook. So, yeah, so I'll be putting in my potatoes. But them how you like them, you know. You know everybody cooks different. Potatoes. I'll also be adding my carrots and my pumpkin. Sometimes I do my steamed fish with a little coconut milk, but I can't have enough time for that today. Add a pumpkin. Now I'll be adding the thyme. I add the thyme whole like this on the stems so that when it's finished sauteed I can take it out. You know, a lot of people don't like to eat and there's so much disturbance going on in the mouth with all these thyme sticks and stuff. You could even take off the leaves from the stems at the time, but I will take it out before I serve the fish. Now I'm gonna add the onions into this. You know that tomatoes cook quickly, and I don't like when my tomatoes cook out too much, or my bell peppers. You can choose to either beat the scallion or you can chop the scallion. Today I will be using my scissors to cut it up. Simply go fast and quick. Steamed fish not supposed to take no long time to do. Understand? So just do that fast and quick. There's 2 stalks of scallion and everything. On my last video I did some Irish moss, and I have some of the unsweetened Irish moss that's turned into jelly in my freezer, in my refrigerator. I'll be having my steamed fish with crackers and some steamed bammy and some Irish moss without the dragon this time. Everything else remains the same except the dragon. Alright, so at this point you're gonna do this until you see the onions becoming translucent. So what I'm gonna do to this now is just gonna add a bit of the fish seasoning to the pot and a little bit of salt. Pepper right there. Pepper is really hot. So you add your pepper to your desire, how hot you can bear it. I don't use black pepper when I'm doing my steamed fish because I'm already using the Scotch bonnet pepper and I just like that flavor that it has. Now it's simmering down nicely. Next thing I'll add is my okra. So after adding my okra, I'll add some water. I pour the water from the center and let it spread out. So you just put enough. Just put enough water so that it will at least cover most most of your vegetables. Yeah. Just like that. I don't add anything to thicken the gravy. No cornstarch, no flour, nothing like that. I allow it to simmer down naturally. So I'm gonna put the butter in it as well. And then cover the pot and allow it to steam. Yeah, so in about 5 minutes, I have it on low heat. In about 5 minutes time, I'll check back on it to see how that's doing. Now, look at it. This is what it's supposed to look like. The Irish is cooking. Pumpkin start to mash out a little bit and give it a little body, but not too much. So now is when I'm gonna add my tomatoes and bell pepper, my sweet peppers. Add those. Give it a little bit of a stir. You know, as heat touch tomato, the skin start to peel off. Then I make a little space now in the pot for my fish. I put one here. So I'm putting this and I just drizzle some of this juice over it. Understand? All of this. Drizzle some of that over it. This one there. Same process. Drizzle some of the juice over it. About 12 minutes or so, or when you stick it to the fork and the fork goes right through, it will be ready. But I'll also be adding my crackers. And my little sister knows me I cook steamed fish and she start to order. So you know, so she tell other people, so I might have to make another batch after this. But for now, I'm doing 2 for my boys, and my last boy, him don't like the bone, so I'll be grilling salmon for him, salmon fillet, and I just pour some of this juice over the crackers, you know, kind of soak it up a little. So I had to do 4 Bammies. So when I'm presenting this to you, I'll do one with crackers and one with some Bammy. And cover back the pot. Turn down the fire on low. About 10-12 minutes. Thereabout, it will be ready. So here you have it. Steamed fish and water crackers. And I learned to make this tomato rose of Morris time cooking. It's not perfect, but practice will make it perfect. There you have the steamed fish and water crackers. And this one now is the steamed fish with Bammy. Do enjoy.